こんにちは、井口明です。本日もですね、ロンドンのヘルスオプティマイゼーションサミットからお届けしています。ここが、VIP ルームですね。ここの、カンファレンス2000人ぐらいの人が来てるんですけど、その中で100名ぐらいね、ドクターとかスピーカーとかですね、著者とか、投資家とか経営者ね、そういう方たちが、ここの VIP ラウンジに集まっているので、その中でもですね、今日話してくれる、ゲストはですね、ニューロテクノロジーと、脳の専門家であり、脳をいかに進化させるかという、専門家なんですね。そこに、ついてちょっと今日は脳をどうやって、進化させるのか、どうやってそういうテクノロジーを使ってね脳を発達させるのかっていうところを聞いていきたいと思います。Okay, Alan, great to have you.
Hello,
thank
hi.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so please introduce yourself. Who are you? What's your background?
In short, maybe related to here, I do some corporate finance and I work with startups, but in the recent years I was looking into more of the direction of neurotechnology. And neurotechnology is technologies that relate to the brain and everything that is capable in some way to improve our brain function. So I built one of the biggest conference it's called the Neurotech 2020, and in that conference I brought 100 entrepreneurs and scientists, and we look what is the best out there for improving my own brain. That was my interest. Doing this work, I must say I didn't find when I was working on the different devices, and there are cool stuff around, very nice things, but I didn't find something like anything significantly working for me. So I went, there's always, in the exploration for us, it can be exploration of outside of ourselves with devices, with peers, and it can be internal work. So there is an internal work of, working with psychology, working with our belief system. So I bought also for some internal people that specialize in that, and I bought to the conference as well. And I was looking where it's emerging and when something that is actually can work in a meaningful way. So one of the things, and maybe I will share with you here, and this is so I was working with a U.S. champion. He's a memory U.S. champion. His name was Nelson Dellis, or is Nelson Dellis, and he been teaching me about like how to build a memory palace and how to use memory palace, and I take the memory palace, and this Dave Asprey interviewed me to Bulletproof Coffee, a Bulletproof podcast about that, and you can learn this material. But what happened is I started to play with memory palaces in different ways. And one thing that I done, and this was very crazy for me to do, is I have like a computer, project management system with all my project and the sub-project and all that. And I decided I'm going to put this into a memory construct. I will upload this into my own brain, my own task system, it's a very basic thing. If you think about it, like all the things that you need to do, let's say it's 200 items, 200 projects related to different things in your life. But apparently, I'm not sure that people actually know or have ability to go to a place where actually they want to be productive. If they want to be productive, how do they actually know what to work on? So I was playing with uploading this project management system, let's say the Jira, into my brain. And what happened, it was very special. Suddenly I could have, I can drive and I upload the construct and I start to work project, and each project I can actually stay with the project, with the object. I can manipulate with it other objects. So I can play in imagination in a certain virtual world in rooms. It's like in VR, you actually organize your own thought, and some way it gives you a lot of way to relax into your body, because you know what you're working on, you know what you need to be done, you know every moment is like you have the ability to I don't know, we can say be productive in any moment of time and still work, but still be very restful because you know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so many people, including me, interested in, I think, brain health. How can you improve your brain, basically, right? That I think that's why you became interested in like personal development, business development, and neurotech too.
Yeah.
So there's so many neurotech technologies out there. For example, 40 years of Zen, Dave Asprey, I use Brain Tap. There's so many technology. Muse. Can you share with us what technology is out there? What is it, and how does it affect our brain in your in your experience too?
Yeah. Let's say the thing that I saw working.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like everything that is working, you need to understand it's under medical.
Yeah.
So when something is actually working,
Yeah.
it's waiting for the FDA approval.
Yeah.
Because the people that make it try to make the maximum amount of money.
Sure.
And it's a big investment for them to do that
Yeah.
now. So the problem is this is not accessible.
Right.
So, but when I managed to get to laboratories and to see, so I can tell you there are things like that. So this
Yeah.
is, I will tell you the stories that possible.
Yeah.
The stories that possible, we are able today to train a certain network in our brain. Only a certain beliefs, we can train them, and I tell you how.
Yeah.
And this is what is special. And we see with external device.
Yeah.
For example, you can do an MRI scan.
Okay.
You can do an MRI scan for amygdala. Amygdala is a part of the brain that is responsible on emotion. So whenever the emotion, we have a strong emotion, the amygdala fire up. Now the problem is the devices could not get into inside. Because the devices have a lot of interference. There is no way, as far as we know, they just like do EEG. It's a very, it's only the cortex, and it's only for, it's not a very specific. It's only relax, not relax, flow, not flow, certain things like that, when you can get into that. But if you do MRI, and on that you do AI, and connect this to the EEG, for a certain person, so a person that go to this process, he can train himself to be completely relaxed in meditation, personalized by the technology. So the technology can connect to his own the place in the brain, that emotional trigger, for example. And you can do, and the person can know, but only with this work of to do like a complete meditational practice.
Is that related with the brain waves? Brain waves?
Yeah, the brain waves.
Yeah, so it's like, for example, Muse. That technology can affect you. Also, do you know the technology? The company they're here, Hapabi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they can. Their I think claim is they can influence your emotion. Like if you're happy, basically, put the switch on, then set the mode, happiness or relax. Then that affects your brain waves, and you can get those emotions.
And they measure EEG and HRV, I think also. They measure also HRV.
Yeah.
You're measuring yourself, your HRV, you're looking at that. So also parasympathetic and sympathetic, when we are to create awareness, like rings like that, or like watches, the new watches, Apple Watch.
HRV is kind of new-ish for, I think, the health industry. Like, can you tell us what it is and why it's so important?
Availability, of course.
Yeah.
Heart availability, I can talk about this.
Yeah, sure, please.
So the idea is the heart, when it pumps, is not if you look at the pump and you look at the graph, it's not constant. We always think it's constant, but actually is that it's all the time changing. It goes slow and fast and slow and fast. And actually every moment that we do and everything affect our heart. Our heart always adjusts to our movement.
Yeah.
Now, if we look how constant are the beats in the graph, and we look how constant, the more they're constant and the more they we can call it the differential equation of the graph.
Sure.
So the more it's variable, it means a person sympathetic is more relaxed. It's meaning like he's more in a parasympathetic mode. And when it's more accurate, the graph, and the heart is really like going really, really regular, the more is actually in a more of a stress mode. So
basically, in the different words, if you measure HRV, you can kind of measure how much stress you have, or if the number goes up, you can say you're more relaxed, vibrant, more energy. So that's the numbers.
How the body is in a stress. And when you do exercise and you put your body, it also affects the HRV. One day after, it will still be a low HRV. And then with the time, it's come and recover. So you can schedule your training to match the HRV. So HRV it's a really interesting measurement, and this kind of measurement it's basically AI.
Yeah.
What's happening, maths and AI coming to the body.
Yeah.
And we find different stuff. We find different stuff, but it's AI that is coming.
So I think it's so important, interesting. People, because stress is such a big word. People don't know why stress, or if they feel stressed, they are not sure. But if they can measure with like Oura Ring or whatever the technology is, HRV, then, if it's going down, like recently, you can look back at life. What's my work look like? What's my business? What's my relationship? And I need to more maybe sleep better, eat better, work better. So that's kind of measurement you can take a look at and improve that. You can do biohack.
I can give more stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have more.
Yeah.
Well, another one, for example, like that, it's a and this is a EEG. This is a EEG.
What is EEG?
EEG. So it's a brain waves. In a simple measurement of brain waves, what you can see, it's called the P300 signal, which means decision. So you actually, if you put two objects in front of a person, you look at one, we can know what is preference, and this is called neuromarketing. So we can know preference of person decision by neuromarketing, and this is already another big subject.
Yeah.
And I was exploring this area.
Kind of cutting-edge marketing strategies, neuromarketing. Yeah.
And this is my side. I come from marketing strategies.
Yeah.
I come from neuromarketing. Let's say we have an obligation to do it in the moral way and the ethical way to use marketing, and this is very important. And technology like that, we need to be aware that they are coming and exist, and how we do but I've been consulting with companies in Israel. We have many marketing big platforms in Israel.
I mean, you're originally from Israel, Jewish,
and my background is in cyber and tech and marketing. So I come from this direction. So I can say that around decision making, also beautiful and amazing works has been done, and a person can learn even more about himself by the data. So because decision fatigue, we all have decision fatigue. How to make the calculations for different decisions? So this is a subject I'm especially interested, and this is my book. I have my book.
Entrepreneur Journeys.
So in my book, I put some math in my book, and my math is about the decision parameters and how to do the calculation for decision. And in a way, I added the EEG data into it.
That's the brainwave EEG. It's so basically what you're saying. If you measure, there's so many data we can measure by brain tech. Brain waves, heart rate, scan. Whatever data we can, then we can improve. By diet, maybe the IV drip, workout, reducing the stress, meditation, to improve our health as well, right?
In a way, I will say that there is ancient wisdom for the cultures. The ancient wisdom of which pass by, for example, chakra system, chi systems, systems like that coming, Kabbalah system, systems that coming from the past, and they're actually maybe a past technology. Today, with AI, we're managing to tap into the internal world of the cell. And in some ways, and it's not in a
That's kind of feel the warmth.
you know, I met with many scientists. I do not see the scientists that will be the same good as the guru. As the guru will be much more strong in any direction, Buddha, in meditation, than anybody of the technologies today. Still, but this world is starting to merge a little bit. The world is coming together a little bit, and you can get a lot of benefit for aligning these two worlds together. And this is my goal was with neurotech. I said I will take I will connect the brain and the internal work of the brain to the technology, and I see what I get out of it.
Yeah.
And work on improving it.
Yeah, amazing.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing so many information. And I think
Actually, I think we've got
these, when you come to biohack, people think it's all about body and health, but brain is another huge industry. There we could find more stuff. We haven't found. We don't know what brain exactly is yet. We found maybe a few percent, but as technology grows, we start finding out more and more. So that will be interesting to see how the industry goes and technology evolves for the future. And I'm excited for that, especially you're in the neurotech industry, and we can find out more in the future. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.